why terrariums are trending. When it comes to decorating our living spaces, we often find ourselves drawn to elements that bring the beauty of the outdoors in. And that's precisely where terrariums come in. These self-sustaining miniature ecosystems have been gaining immense popularity, and it's not hard to see why. Not only do they add a touch of natural elegance to any room, but they also offer a myriad of mental and emotional benefits. The calming and relaxing effect of indoor greenery has been well documented, and terrariums take this to a whole new level. Their compact size and enclosed environment create a soothing atmosphere that can help reduce stress and promote a sense of tranquility. As we continue to spend more time indoors, the desire for nature-inspired elements in our surroundings grows stronger. Terrariums provide the perfect solution, allowing us to experience the serenity of nature from the comfort of our own homes. Moreover, terrariums are incredibly low maintenance, making them ideal for both novice plant parents and experienced green thumbs alike. Unlike traditional gardens, they don't require frequent watering or constant attention. In fact, a well-crafted terrarium can thrive for years with minimal upkeep. This makes them an excellent choice for those who want to enjoy the benefits of indoor plants without the commitment of extensive care. In today's fast-paced world, where our attention spans are constantly being bombarded by digital distractions, terrariums offer a much-needed escape. They invite us to slow down, appreciate the beauty of nature, and immerse ourselves in the tranquility they provide. So whether you're looking to add a touch of elegance to your living space, seeking the calming influence of nature, or simply wanting a low-maintenance indoor plant, terrariums are a fantastic choice. Embrace the trend, create your own miniature ecosystem, and experience the joy and relaxation they bring. Essential tools and materials. To make a terrarium, you will need a few essential tools and materials. Here is a list of the basics to get you started. A container. You can use a glass jar, bowl, or container with a lid. Just make sure it has a tight seal. If you're using a non-glass container, small pebbles or stones for drainage. A layer of gravel or small pebbles at the bottom of the container will help with drainage and prevent your plants from sitting in water. Activated charcoal. This helps to prevent mold and bacteria from growing in your terrarium. Potting soil. Use a lightweight potting mix that is well draining. Small plants. Choose small growing plants that will be suitable for the size of your container. Decorative elements. These are optional, but things like moss, twigs, or miniature furniture can add a nice touch to your terrarium. A small trowel or spoon. This will help you dig and move around small amounts of soil and plants. A spray bottle. This will help you to mist the inside of the terrarium. Scissors or pruners. These will come in handy when trimming and shaping plants. Choosing the perfect plants. When it comes to choosing plants for your terrarium, it's important to select low-maintenance options that can thrive in the enclosed environment. Consider the following factors when making your selection. First and foremost, choose plants that are appropriate for the size of your container. Since terrariums are relatively small, opt for miniature or compact plant varieties that won't outgrow their space. One great option is dwarf mondo grass, which remains small and forms a lovely carpet-like ground cover. Another excellent choice is Phitonias, also known as nerve plants, which feature striking foliage in various colors and patterns. Additionally, consider the light conditions in the area where you plan to place the terrarium. If it's a bright spot, look for plants that can tolerate indirect sunlight, such as peperomias or the polka dot plant. For areas with less light, opt for plants that prefer low light conditions, such as pothos or snake plants. It's also important to choose a variety of plants to create a visually appealing and balanced terrarium. Include plants with different heights and textures to add visual interest. For example, you could include a small fern for a lush tropical feel, or use succulents and cacti for a more desert-like vibe. Building your first terrarium. Now that you have all your materials and plants ready, it's time to assemble your first terrarium. Follow these steps to create a beautiful and thriving ecosystem. Add a layer of pebbles or small stones to the bottom of the container. This will help with drainage and provide a home for beneficial bacteria. Next, add a thin layer of activated charcoal. This will help prevent mold and keep your plants healthy. Add a small amount of potting soil, enough to support your plants, but not so much that it takes up the entire container. Arrange your plants in the terrarium. Create a visually appealing composition by varying the heights and textures of the plants. Leave a small space between the plants for air circulation. If desired, add any decorative elements such as moss, twigs, or miniature furniture. Place the lid on the container, but don't seal it tightly. You want to leave a small gap for air circulation. Mist the inside of the terrarium lightly to create a humid environment. Place your terrarium in an area that will receive bright indirect light, but avoid placing it in direct sunlight. Maintaining your terrarium. To ensure the longevity and health of your terrarium, follow these simple maintenance tips. Check the moisture levels in your terrarium regularly and mist it as needed to maintain a humid environment. However, be careful not to overwater, which can lead to mold and rot. If you notice any signs of overwatering, such as wilting leaves or a musty smell, allow the terrarium to dry out for a few days before misting again. Examine your plants closely for any signs of pests or diseases. If you spot any issues, isolate the affected plant and treat it accordingly. Generally, terrariums are quite self-sustaining, but if you notice your plants starting to struggle, you may need to provide additional nutrients. You can do this by adding a small amount of liquid fertilizer diluted in water. Follow the instructions on the fertilizer packaging for the correct dosage. Over time, the mineral content in the water will accumulate in the terrarium, so it's essential to perform water changes periodically. Replace any dead or dying plants to keep your terrarium looking its best and to prevent the spread of diseases. This will also help maintain the balance of the terrarium's ecosystem. As you embark on your terrarium journey, don't forget to document your experience. Share your creations and ask questions on social media platforms. Connect with other terrarium enthusiasts, exchange tips, and find inspiration for your next terrarium adventure. Creating terrariums is a fun and rewarding hobby that allows you to bring a piece of nature indoors. With the right plants, proper assembly, and regular maintenance, your terrarium will thrive, providing you with a miniature ecosystem to enjoy for years to come.